Hey everybody, Scorpion here. So this video is going to be on the new EG4-LifePower4 batteries that just came out a couple weeks ago. I just got them in, and we're going to have to install them with my other batteries. So a future video will be the installation of them, probably right after this or whatever. But this is going to be basically what they look like, what comes in the box, and that kind of thing. So y'all stick around if you're interested in seeing these new batteries. I can't talk tonight. Along with the breakdown of information for them after we unpackage it. And we'll see y'all here in just a little bit. So y'all stick around. Alright, so this is the box for them. They come in weighing about 100 pounds each. They are nice and heavy, but there is handles on the box. If you can see this here, makes it a little easier to carry them. I do recommend 2 people carrying them. Save you back. If you don't, you're going to pay for it one day. Alright, so opening the box up here. Hopefully I've got enough room to kind of move all this stuff around and do what needs to be done right here. So as you open the box, first things first, the manual. So I do recommend reading this. It will give you some information. So especially if you're hooking up the new batteries to the old batteries, because that changes the rules and how you have to do that. So there is information in here and a lot of good stuff. So I do recommend holding on to that. Don't do the normal guy thing and throw it aside, and yeah, you know. So as you can see, it's well packaged. So this right here is your Cat 6 cable. This over here is going to be your cables to connect the battery to the bus bar. Now, EG4's signature solar is pretty well known for kind of a do-it-yourself setup. So they give you the stuff. If you think ahead and you're going to use the cabinets that they sell and that kind of thing, what they send with it will take care of it. But if you're not, then you need to think ahead, because you're going to have to go buy some wire to hook to whatever you're hooking to. Like I mounted my bus bars behind my batteries, so I needed about 2.5 to 3 foot for each wire. So I had to go down to Lowe's and get some stuff cut off for what I need, and some connectors and all of that good stuff. So we're going to lay that aside. As you can see, is your quality control stuff there. So one thing I do like about the brand new ones here, off the top, is going to be, to me, the face looks a little bit more, I guess, busy than the old setup. So if y'all hold on a second, I will show you basically what this looks like and the differences between the two. All right, so in my rack there, this is the older version, 51.2 volt, 100 amp hour. 5,120 watt hours. It's LifePower4. And as you can see, there's a lot of open space on that. It does not look as busy as the new one does, to me anyway. When I had to get my own stuff to put on there, it did not fit. I had to make some adjustments and things like that, but I mean, it worked out and did fine. But as you can see, I siliconed over top of the connections because the covers wouldn't go back on, and I want to make sure nobody accidentally, you know, reached up against it or whatever and you know, found their way back to ground, and then them actually find their way on the ground after taking that shock. So the new ones look like this. So this is the brand new LifePower4 battery. This face looks a lot busier than that one. The old one was a 4-dial switch. The new one, you've got an ID and you've got a protocol. So that's something you need to check into the manual about. You've got an on-off switch. You got your battery comms, your CAN, and your RS485, like the others. This is pretty much where the others were, but this gives you other options. This is your battery communications back and forth, and you know, that kind of thing. So if you're going to put this new one with the old ones, you need to make sure you make, you know, your new one has to be your master. You don't want to have the old one as the master and then come into these as slave batteries. You want to make the new one the master and the others the slaves. Now, as you can see, they changed the hookups here compared to over there. It's 2, so if you wanted to stand these on the end and run this cable to a battery and then this side to another battery, it makes it a lot easier and a lot quicker to set this up or drop it in a rack and make your parallel connections and do it that way. Me personally, I still like running them all to a bus bar, but you could, you know, put 2 batteries together, or 3 or 4, just running them that way, and run your hot off of one end, going to your inverter, and your, you know, negative off the other end, run into your inverter, and they should theoretically discharge evenly. There's different ways to hook it up. There's different ideas and different things like that. So totally up to you. The handles here do fold over and get out the way. That makes it a lot easier when you're hooking up and running your wires. Instead of them sitting out here, you know, in the way where you're trying to run wires, put screws in, whatever. So that's kind of a nice addition, especially if you're in a rack setup. There's not a lot of room on the sides anyway, so after you put the screws in and you have it mounted, you can fold this down, and now you've got more room, and it's easier to get to all your connections and yeah, your communication wires and all that stuff. So I find that to be quite helpful. Both sides lay down like that. As you can see over here, it's the same thing. So again, positive terminal, there's 2 of them. Gives you more options, quicker ways to hook things up, stuff like that. So again, you got the breaker here, basically as your master or whatever, and it's showing you the setup or the wiring diagram inside. I would think this is going to be a port. This looks almost like a USB port. In case you needed to hook a computer to it. Excuse me, where before you had to plug in the RS485 cable, I believe, and run it, plug it into a computer. So now you're down to just USB, that kind of thing. So warranty on these are better than those. This is still 51.2 volt, 100 amp hour, 5,120 watt hours. So it's still the same thing, but there is a difference between how the old one was built and this one was built, and there's a change in the warranty and a change in options that you can do with these and that kind of thing. So we're gonna split from here and kind of go on over to the computer and see if we can't pull up some information just to kind of give y'all a walkthrough of the differences. Alright, so this is going to be the EG4-LifePower4 Lithium Battery. This is the original, or the older version. It's a 5-year warranty on this. You can look at your voltage, capacity, kilowatt hours, design life plus 15 years at 80% use. That's 80% discharge. Still leaving 20% life in the battery. 10 to 20 year design life, built-in BMS, rated for 7,000 cycles. And I don't see a whole lot of difference between how they're built. I mean, honestly. This does have built-in BMS, that kind of thing. Not a whole lot of difference between them. But just some more flexibility and a little more safety with the new battery. So this is going to be the new EG4. So this is the EG4-LifePower4 V2 Lithium Battery. Alright. So you can see you got your spec sheets and all that stuff here, and this is straight off the Signature Solar website. If you're interested in going and looking and checking at the batteries, link is below in the information section where you can click on that. It'll take you right over to them. So you got an e-stop function for rapid shutdown functionality for fail-safe operation, high-risk environments, rapid shutdown. With the 18 kp, so 18 kpv, I can't talk. So that's going to be the inverter. If you're using, I believe, no it's not, because that's PV. Anyway, so you have new protocol 6 dip switch. So this is just saying that basically you can customize it to whatever inverter that you're using. There's a few different options of inverters. It's in the book. You can flip the switch, and that lets the battery know what inverter you're using and allows the battery and inverter to work together better, and gives you a few more settings and things that you can do. You can communicate up to 64 batteries in parallel for maximum storage capacity of 327.7 kilowatts. Enhanced terminals. It says 6,000 deep cycle charges at 80% depth of discharge, and the last one, the older one, said 7,000. So 7,000 cycles, you're looking at about 16.4 years if you're doing 80% discharge every single day. And I'm sorry, it's 19.1 years at 7,000. 6,000 is 16.4. So basically it's saying, you know, they're pretty much guaranteeing 15 years for the new one, but you know, it's warranted for 10 right here, 10 year. The old one was only warranted for 5. So it's what you're interested in and which way you want to go. But it's got the new protocol 6 dip switch for convenient inverter and battery customization. So it tells your battery what inverter you're working with. Enhanced terminal connections, e-stop, dual onboard fire arresters for added safety during operation. So inside of the battery there's fire arresters. So if something goes wrong, they help put the fire out. So this right here, to me, the 6,000 deep, it's kind of a average guess type thing, just to give you some idea how long it'll last. Some of these I see they're all kind of coming in about the same, 6,000 to 7,000. You know, 7,000 to me, 7,000 is like 19.1 years. You're looking at 20 years probably before the average battery is going to fail of the old, and this one you're looking at 16 to 20 years. You know, some days you may only use 20, some nights you may only use 20% of your battery. so that's going to kind of lengthen your battery time. And then if you're going down to 80%, well, that's kind of max. It shuts down and you go on from there. So just wanted to kind of run you through some of this. There's additional information, all your spec sheets and stuff. There's warranty information you can do through here. There's all kinds of stuff on both of them. Just look through them, see what you like, what you don't like, and basically that'll just kind of, it's kind of a which one do you like the best, in my opinion. I don't have any problem with either one of them. I think both of them, from what the information they're given, are absolutely great batteries, and I'm expecting them to last 15-20 years without any problem. So any questions, feel free to ask. Again, on this one, there's all kinds of other stuff that you can go to and look. I'm sure they don't have any videos on this one out yet because, well, it's brand new, and this should be one of the first videos. So, y'all have a great night, and we'll see y'all next time.